So on today's show, we got to talk about a story that's been absolutely thermonuclear recently. And to be quite honest, I'll probably talk about this on the second channel, Extra Rich. So make sure you subscribe to the second channel as well. It is Extra Rich, okay? But we got to talk about the story of, some white folks who just want to live amongst themselves. Apparently, a lot of these folks on the left have a major issue with that. So let's talk about it a little bit. I got some clips that I want to show y'all. So let's dive in.
So they're doing a whites only community in Arkansas and the fucking Ozarks. A whites only community in Arkansas. This is where we're at in America today. Like, what the fuck do you mean you don't want to be around people that look like me? Us brown people are fucking cool as hell. Positive vibes, good food, beautiful people. Like, what the fuck do you mean you guys want to live in a whites only community in fucking America in the year 2025? What had to happen in your childhood or growing up that as adults you guys decided you guys want to live in a whites only community? Doesn't that sound fucking stupid? How racist do you have to be to want to live in a whites only community? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but even if I was white, that sounds lame as fuck. Like, I would never want to do some shit like that. That sounds fucking boring.
Man, oh man, oh man. But there's more.
That white only community in Missouri are very funny because if you know your history, you'll realize that it's going to collapse upon itself. It's going to fail. And I really feel like they're going to notice that it's failing whenever Becky's trying to make burrito tacos and she's really fucking it up. And they'll find somebody else to blame at the end of the day because these people have insane egos and are just extremely racist. Like, the thought of maybe my ignorance and my stupidity led to this failure is too much for them. They can't compute it because for centuries they've been telling themselves that they're better than because of the color of their skin, because they're white, they're pure, they're God's gift to earth, you know what I mean? And their whole existence depends upon having their ego stroked by society. And if you don't stroke their ego, they're going to lash out. They're going to wall out. Like, and it's because they don't
Actually, that sounds like what a bunch of leftists do, but carry on.
have any kind of culture. They don't have anything to really cling to besides whiteness. Because a lot of white people have lost their culture as a result of coming over here from Europe. And because they lost their culture, lost their heritage, they're always trying to infiltrate black and brown communities and take what they can and bring it back to them, you know what I mean? Because it's like they see that our communities are built on love and care for one another, and white supremacy doesn't allow for that. It drives for individualism. It drives for you not to care about anybody but yourself because you're trying to reach a level of white supremacy that'll allow you to not give a fuck about anybody, that'll allow you to be extremely superior. White supremacy doesn't just mean supremacy over black and brown folks. It's supremacy over other white people as well. Because capitalism is one of the things that really holds up white supremacy and allows it to function and run rampant.
I find it interesting how all of these folks saying all of this stuff would be highly offended if a white person said the same exact things, just in reverse. For example, my guy said that, a lot of these black communities are built on love, right? Really? Is it actually true? Because last time I checked, we as black people kill ourselves the most. It ain't the boogeyman white man coming into the hood and shooting us. It's people that look like us. I know 3 people personally, in my family, that have been put 6 feet in the dirt due to guns. Wasn't the white person that did it. Wasn't the Asian, right? Wasn't the European that came over. Wasn't a Klansman. It was a black person. Somebody that looked exactly like them. Put them 6 feet in the dirt. So, like, what are we talking about? Love and positive. Nah, bro. See, there's so much I could deep dive on that, man. I'm a deep dive on the second channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to Extra Rich because I got a lot to say about that. But let's continue.
Arkansas has a community, RTTL, Return to the Land. It's a white-only community, private members only. You cannot be black, you cannot be Jew, you cannot be Hispanic, you cannot be gay. Y'all, they're getting everything that they wanted. And they base it off of your ancestry. You have to have a certain percent of European in your blood. If you don't have it in your DNA, then you are not allowed. Honestly, they should make this a thing. Honestly, they said they are trying to make a safer community. You're making it safer for us. You're making it safer for the world because these are the same people that we have to be around every day, okay? They would literally smile in your face and have that same thought. They really don't like you. They don't care for you. They wish you was not here, okay? And these are the business owners, the restaurant owners that tell you this is why we don't like black people. So yes, let's make a white-only community a thing. Y'all need to be around each other, okay, with that same mind. It's a very dangerous mindset. Keep those dangerous people in a community, okay? They said they have about 150 acres. That's a lot, all right? So if you have that same mindset, then that's where you need to be at. RTTL, Return to the Land. No, it sounds like Land of the Dead, if you ask me.
Goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious. I mean, these videos are like all over the place, bro. All over the place. Like,
community could be coming to Springfield, Missouri. A whites-only community could be coming to Springfield, Missouri. Yes, you heard that right. In 2025, a whites-only community. There's a group called Return to the Land, a self-declared whites-only organization already based in northern Arkansas. Their co-founder just announced that they're eyeing Springfield for expansion. This isn't just talk. They already own 160 acres of land in Arkansas alone, with cabins, wells, and a so-called community center, all for people with European ancestry. That's code for no black, no brown, no Jewish, no non-Christian people. This is white supremacy dressed up as rural living. It's illegal, it's very hateful, and it has no place in Missouri or anywhere else in America. Well, maybe the White House. But we need to be loud about this. Contact your local reps, share their story. Most importantly, don't be silent.
don't be silent. Why do you care so much? Why do you care? Do you want to be a part of the community? Do you want to go hang out with them? Why do you care? You know, that's my whole thing because, and like I said, I'm there's a whole lot that I can say about this, but I will say this. It's fine if black people do it. But it's a problem if a white person says, you know what? We're going to do the same thing. We want to get away from this nonsense. And they didn't even say that. They just said, hey, this is just for Europeans. People with pure European blood, we're going to all link together. We're going to buy this land and we're going to all live amongst ourselves. What's wrong with that? They ain't hurt me. They ain't stopping me from living my life. Why should I care? What are you doing to me? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're not harming me. You're not touching me. You're not hurting me in any way, shape, or form or anybody else. So why should I have a problem with it? And you know, it's funny because you'll hear black people talk about, you know, we would be better off amongst ourselves. Or you'll hear a black person say, you know, I don't want to go there or live here because I feel uncomfortable because there's too many white people. I want to be amongst my people. We've all heard a black person say that. And that's fine. But when white people decide, you know what? Yeah, we want to live amongst ourselves. It's all of a sudden this massive problem. Ooh, we got to contact our reps. Oh my goodness. Be loud. Be obnoxious about this. We gotta stop this. For what? Why? Black people do it. Why can't a white person? Don't y'all believe in equality? These folks, man. Hey, kudos to those white folks, man. Hey, listen. Do your thing. I don't care. You ain't as long as you're not hurting anybody. Why do I give a darn? You know, I just don't. You know, it's just silly, bro. It's silly. I really don't understand it. But oh man, I was gonna play this clip. Actually, you know what? I will. Here's one of the guys who is apparently a part of or the founder of this community.
In the premise, why a white-only community? Well, many white Americans do value their European heritage, and we don't think there's anything wrong with that. Many also are afraid that our identity is under threat from mass immigration, low fertility rates, just cultural changes. And we're not just a racial association. We also value traditional European culture, architecture, music, art. And so we want to create a space where that can be celebrated.
So when we say white only, for example, what if a Jewish person, what if I come in and say, I'd like to join this community?
Well, you're welcome to apply. Admissions decisions are made on a case-by-case basis, and we're not purists about this. So if someone has some non-white ancestry, there's a chance they could be accepted. We do view Jewish origins as having their roots in the Near East, and so they wouldn't fall into the category of European heritage.
Why is European heritage the purest form of European heritage, something that you embrace to the exclusion of others?
Well, for something to be what it is, it has to not be other things. I think it's fine if people want to blend and mix and mingle cultures, but I do want cultural diversity to exist. So I want a pure form of Portuguese culture to exist. I want pure Japanese culture to exist in their own respective spheres. So I want a kind of pure European tradition to be maintained somewhere.
I mean, that's the classic segregationist policy, which, we had, up till the early 1960s. So fair to say you're a segregationist.
The major difference is that back then it was forced segregation, and I think that's immoral. Right now what we have is effective forced integration, and I think that's also immoral. Forcing people to live in ways they don't want to live is the problem. It's not that people may want to voluntarily go their own way. I don't think there's anything morally wrong with that.
I mean, there are clearly people who would say that this is a racist premise and that you are racist for propagating it. What do you say to them?
Well, our association is racial in nature as well as cultural, but we wouldn't identify as racists, and it's not entirely.
I wouldn't classify it as racist either. The guy just wants to be left alone. What's wrong with that? Once again, I've heard black people say the exact same thing, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody, Rand, let's run and do some interviews with these black folks because they're racist. Like nobody said anything. So why are we making a fuss about it now? I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments. Y'all stay safe out there. Make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Peace and love. I'm out.